going to explain to you how you can make your life easy and make it impossible to fail achieving your goals, to do bad habits, just make your life easier and simple. I learned this from learning about industrial engineering during my engineering degree. I'm not an expert, I'm just taking what I learned and applying it to real life and sharing it with you guys. So, in case you're not an industrial engineer or you're not an engineer and you don't learn about this stuff, what is Pokayoke? To put it simply, Pokayoke is just error proofing. It's a principle in engineering design where when you create something, whether it's a product, a system, anything, you make it that it's ideally, you want to make it that it's impossible, like literally impossible to fuck up, to make a mistake. The easiest example you can take for this is wall plug sockets. Just take a look at this. Look at the male socket and look at the male socket. Look at the female socket and look at the male plug. There is only one correct way to plug this in. And with the design shaped like this, you cannot fuck up. You cannot make a mistake on this. You can only do it the correct way. The only way you can plug this in correctly is if you know that it's wrong and you purposefully change it. Engineers use this to, first of all, safety, and also to ensure that operation will always be correct. Because, like a bad example of Pokayoke is, let's say if the sockets are just completely circular and it's a triangle shape, or a circle shape, or anything that's the same shape whether you rotate it or not. In electricity, you have these three prongs are for ground. This is for ground. Sorry, this is ground, and one of these is live, and one of these is neutral. You want ground to go to ground. You want live to go to live, and neutral to go to neutral. If live goes to ground, you may be in trouble. You don't want that. So when designing this plug, they apply the principle of Pokayoke to quite literally make it that it's impossible to mess up. We can do this exact same process in our life. The theory is oh my god. Things you want to do, or like your goals, make it easy. Make it easy to do. Decrease friction. And things you don't want, I'll just do this, hold on. The things you don't want, make it hard. You can apply this to goal setting. You can apply this to breaking bad habits. That's quite literally all the theory. Now, let's go to some real practical examples. Let's say, like me, I'm not an athlete, but like I go to the gym. So, for example, I'll just give the most relatable example for myself. Gym. What do you want to do for the gym? You want to train. You want to recover well, right? You want to eat clean. Let's go first with training. What you want is to make training easy, right? So how can you make training easy? How can you decrease friction to go from your house to go to training? Maybe you can gym close by. Maybe you can a PT. Maybe if you go to the gym on your own, you're a bit scared. Maybe let's say you're starting out in the gym, so you're not really good at the gym. You don't know what to do. Well, you can hire a PT to make it easy. You can break down and have simple programming. This way, whenever you go to the gym, you don't need to think about what you need to do. You know exactly what you need to do because maybe you have a PT that programs for you, or you found a simple program that works. That way you can just go and you don't need to think about anything. The theory is, if it's like, Our brain wants to just do the easiest things. If it's easy, our brain will do it. That's the theory. Recovery. Recovery and eating clean. For example, maybe with sleep, your problem is you doom scroll too much at night. That's my problem. Maybe I can just make it harder, make it uncomfortable for me to access my phone. My biggest example is right now it's cold in Germany. It's really damn cold at night, especially. And the heater in my place doesn't really work that well. So if I put my phone far away from my bed, I would need to get out of the heat, the warmth of my blanket to get my phone. If I don't feel that's worth it, then I'll just sleep. Next, eating clean. This is the biggest example that people tend to fuck up. Because people think dieting is hard. No, it's not. First of all, other than learning to cook, which I'm not gonna cover in this video because that's unrelated, just make it difficult to eat dirty. Make junk food hard. Make clean food easy. The best example for this is to just what you have in your fridge. I can show you my I can show you my counter right now on my fridge right now. There's bread, there's nuts, there's bananas, there's a bottle of whiskey that I buy because I don't know, it kind of helps me relax at times. I don't drink it every day. I'm not an alcoholic. But hey, it's Germany, you know? It's easy for me to buy alcohol here compared to Indonesia. And I just wanted to try it really. And there's I don't know what that is. It's like like those like little snack bars with like oats and fibers and chocolate and shit. Like a box you have eight, you can like grab one before a workout or something. Yeah, that. There's even more. In my fridge, it's just major magerquark, which is just it's like a type of cheese, kind of like yogurt. It's super high protein, super. It's basically healthy. And there's just other healthy stuff. I just bought chicken breasts earlier. I barely have junk food. I did just buy chips this morning though because I was craving it. But when that's gone, I don't stock that up in my house and my dorm room. That's the easiest thing you can do. I mean, of course, it's not that easy. It's not easy, of course. You also need discipline and all that stuff to just say no completely to junk food. Like, yeah, but that's the entire concept. I'm not asking you to eliminate. It's difficult. Sometimes it's quite, sometimes achieving, sometimes, sometimes achieving, sometimes making error proofing completely 100%, sometimes making the error impossible to pull off is difficult. So the least you can do is make it difficult. That's exactly what you can do. Just make it difficult. Increase friction to the things that you don't want to do and make it easier to do to do the things you want to do. It all boils down to this. If you understand this, you will achieve whatever goal you want. If you make it that achieving that goal is easy to do, if you make it that doing the things that you need to do to achieve that goal is easy to do, and doing the things that put you astray from achieving that goal is difficult, that's game over. It's that simple. Just stick to this consistently and you will achieve it. That's all for this video. Thank you very much for listening in, for tuning in. I hope you can find a benefit from this. Thank you very much once again. I'll be seeing you on the next lecture. Bye bye.